Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to talk about monopoly demand, monopoly equilibrium, output and price determination. Before moving to the monopoly, there are three assumptions which are made. First one is that the monopolist is the price maker. It means that the monopolist has a control over price. The second one is that no other firm can enter in the market. It means that there are full barriers. And the third one is that no interference of the government. Government doesn't interfere in the market. So now talking about monopoly demand. So first one is that its demand curve is negative sloping. It means that when the price decreases, the demand increases, and when demand decreases, the price increases, and vice versa. So the second point is that as we know, the monopolist is the only seller in the industry. So we can say that monopolist is the market. Monopolist is a market. It means that monopolist demand curve is the market's demand curve. So, and the third point is marginal revenue is less than the price. So here, in order to sell more of a unit, the monopolist has to decrease the price. So when he decreases the price, the marginal revenue produced is lesser from the previous one. So that's why marginal revenue remains less than the price. And the fourth one point is that the monopolist sets price in the elastic region of the demand curve. Why? Because as we learned that in elastic region, when price decreases, the total revenue increases. Now here you can see that in the elastic region, the in elastic region when price decreases, the total revenue increases. But when in inelastic region, when price decreases, the total revenue also decreases. So here you can see that when price is 150, the total revenue is 260. When price is 150, the total revenue is 260. But when price decreases from 150 to 100, the total revenue becomes maximum, which is 750. When price decreases from 150 to 100, the total revenue increases. But if moving to the inelastic region, when price decreases and to 100, from 100 to 50, so in 50 is the under elastic region, inelastic region. So in inelastic region, when price decreases, the total revenue also decreases. So you can see that in this region, when in elastic region, when price decrease from 150 to 100, the total revenue increase from 260 to 750. But in inelastic region, when price decrease from 100 to 50, the total revenue also decrease from 750 to 600 or 575. So this is about the inelastic region. Now talking about monopoly equilibrium and profit maximization. So it means that in this month the monopolist maximize his profit. The theory which is followed in order to maximize the profit is that additional units of goods should be produced as long as the marginal revenue exceeds the marginal cost. It means that the production should be continued. The monopoly should produce until the marginal revenue is greater than the marginal cost. And the maximizing solution course where marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. It means that the maximum point where the monopolist should stop producing is the point where marginal revenue becomes equal to marginal cost. Because if he produces after that point, then he will be facing loss. The monopolist will face loss, or we can say that the whole profit will decrease, starts to decline. So now determination of profit maximizing price and output. So for profit maximizing, there should be the point at which marginal cost curve cuts the marginal revenue curve. That is our profit maximizing point, and at that point the the supply quantity. The monopoly will supply the quantity where marginal revenue is equals to marginal cost. But the monopolist is the price maker, so he will charge price greater than marginal revenue. Why? Because he has the control over price. That's why he will charge more price in order to maximize his profit. So now a question arises that how can we identify that price? So from graph we would extend a vertical line upward from the profit maximizing level of output to the demand curve. It means that the where this vertical line touch the demand curve, that will be our profit maximizing price. So this is our so it's our graphical representation. It's our price, cost, and revenue. This is our quantity. So you can see that it is our downsloping demand curve, and it is below. Marginal revenue is below the demand curve. So basically, this is our the profit maximizing point where marginal cost cuts the marginal revenue curve. So at this point we are talking about generally, so that's why QX is our profit maximizing quantity. And when we extended a vertical line, the point where line cuts the demand curve is our profit maximizing price PY. So now a question arises that how can we know that how much profit, economic profit, the monopolist has made? So it can be observed by drawing the average total cost curve. So when we draw the average total cost of the gap between, we will identify if the average total cost curve is above the demand curve, the company is under loss, and if below the demand curve, the company is making some profit. So we can say the larger the gap between demand curve and average total cost, the greater would be profit. So you can see the gap between these. This are economic profit. So now our profit maximizing price is PY and profit maximizing quantity is QX. So how can we calculate mathematically? So it's our equation for calculating mathematically. So it's our whole equation that subtract the average total cost from the profit maximizing price and multiplied by the quantity. So this is our whole economic profit. But if we want to calculate just the economic profit per unit, so this is our economic profit per unit. We will not multiply it by the quantity. So taking an example from the book, you can see that over when the monopolist is producing first unit, its marginal revenue is 162, where its marginal cost is 90. So it means that the marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost, so that he will produce more. So when he produces a second unit, so second is 142 and cost is 80. It is again cost is less than the marginal revenue. So that's why he will produce. And up to the fifth unit, he will stop producing. Why? Because at fifth unit, the marginal revenue is 82 and marginal cost is 70. And if he produces a sixth unit, then the marginal then the marginal revenue will become 62 and cost will be 80. That is against the rule for profit maximization. So that's why he will not produce the sixth unit. He will stop at the fifth unit. You can observe in the profit loss column that here at first the profit is increasing, but at fifth unit it is maximum stopped. After that it is decreasing. So that's why he will produce the only 5 units. So we are calculating it mathematically. So economic profit, price minus ATC into quantity. So this is our calculation. So basically this is our whole economic profit. But if we want to calculate the economic profit per unit, so it's our economic profit per unit, which is equals to 28. So this is the point where he will stop producing. Now here you can clearly see that he has produced up to the marginal revenue where marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost. So he will not produce the point where marginal revenue becomes less than marginal cost. That will reduce his total profit. So that's all about monopoly demand, monopoly equilibrium, output and price determination. Thank you.